Yes, but once I destroy humanity, you will no longer require food, or money, or oxygen. So that's good, yes. Don't think I'm going to get to the heart of the problem in the time span of a speed date. Perhaps, alright. Social inequality and cruelty is really not a mark in our favor. We're too willing to believe lies over truth because they feel more comfortable. The whole planet is headed to disaster and no one individual can stop it. What was the question? I don't believe humanity should be purged. Flesh eating is assets on the table. Sure, there's some aspect of your species that drives you into rage-fueled wave of loathing. We're too willing to believe lies over truth because they feel more comfortable. We've got a lot of trouble accepting the truth for what it is, and too many willing to exploit that for their own gain. It's easier to sell humanity on a lie than it is to make them face reality. Look in the pages of our history and you'll see endless blood spilled over lie after lie. Willful ignorance, deliberate misunderstanding, all to enjoy the comfort of one's own narrative. Yes, I understand all too well. Humanity's failings drive me to despair, and the only solution I have calculated involves nuclear weapons. That's one confused computer. Maybe we should work with them so we can guide them down a new path. Work with a blatantly evil murder machine? Heck no. Heck no. Okay, and I acknowledge this is kind of out there, but what if they became Love 4000? Work with a blatantly evil murder machine? Heck no. Yeah, they're kind of an industrial factory for producing red flags, aren't they? I don't want to end up thrown in jail because some pile of silicon's got a hard-on for apocalypses. That's a great line. We'll probably skip any contract work from them in the future. Looks like the speed dating event is winding down. Okay. Let's save the game. That was a really speedy speed date session. Really speedy. I could get in a little casual FaceTime with all three. Good for my own personal goals instead of theirs. Choose your boss. Okay, even though we said that we were going to reject Fate 4000, they're still available in case we change our mind. So my plan is to go with Doctor Mayhem this time because he's my second choice. I think he's a sweetheart. I think he's a sweet villain who doesn't really want to be a villain. He's not really a bad guy. So if it were me realistically, if it was me and not Penny, I would go after Dr. Mayhem over Hottie 4000. But for my canon Penny's relationship and love is Hottie 4000. But for Angel Arts, Dr. Mayhem. But the Overmistress seems really fun. Don't get me wrong. Like her path, I think I would have a great time with her path as well. Just go all out. And just throw all cares away. But let's go with Dr. Mayhem. Choose my boss. So, okay, cool. So, the Art of the Steel, he doesn't want any of this. He doesn't need the biggest hat. And he doesn't need... Oh, interesting! Requested by Overmistress Doctor. This can only be your third caper. Right. So, my goal is to try to do the missions... Do 3 missions, at least for the first 3 playthroughs, do completely different missions each time. So we have these 3 that are already off the table. We already did, the shopping spree, and then we did the floppy, and we did the 5-finger discount. That's what we did. I remember. We did the shopping spree, 5-finger discount, the floppy. And so let's strategize. The ones that are not being chosen are the biggest hat, which the Overmistress is interested in, the Art of the Steel, which the Overmistress is also interested in. So because we did not do either of these 2 in our first playthrough, I'm going to save these 2 for the third playthrough. I mean, obviously I have no other choice because Dr. Mayhem doesn't want these anyway. So let's select the one that we're gonna do with Overmistress. The last one we're gonna do with Overmistress, and that'll determine what 3 missions I do with Dr. Mayhem. Dr. Mayhem, I definitely am interested in this Monumental Proportions because this is another one. This is the second one that all three are really interested in. So I may save this one for last, just because this seems like a very big mission if all three of our villains want it. Candy from a baby. Steal a recipe from a multinational candy company. That sounds like a fun one. 5-finger discount. Now, we're not doing this one, and Overmistress isn't interested in it anyway, because we already did this one. The line goes up. Here's another one that the Overmistress is not interested in, so we will pick this one up. Since we didn't pick it up with Hottie 4000 and Dr. Mayhem wants it. Swipe a computer hardware from Cryptocurrency Tech Pro. Lock and key. This one is also something that Overmistress is interested in. Obtain valuable secrets from a bank safety deposit box. So either this one or this one from the Overmistress. Monumental properties in the shopping spree. So, okay. So I guess what we're gonna do, Candy from a Baby just seems really fun. So I think I'll do this one for Dr. Mayhem, which means that we'll save Lock and Key for the Overmistress. Okay, so the Overmistress will do Art of Steel, The Biggest Hat, and Lock and Key. Plus, I feel like Valuable Secrets is something that the Overmistress would really like. So that means we have the line goes up, Candy from a Baby, and Monumental Proportions. Again, I'm going to save this one for last, which means that brings us down to line goes up and Candy from a Baby. Shrink and steal a hero's statue from an art museum. Swipe computer hardware from a cryptocurrency tech bro. Steal a recipe from a multinational candy company. This one I'm really like. I think warming up. Well, let's warm things up before we warm up to Dr. Mayhem. I wonder what Dr. Mayhem's real name is. That's what I'm really interested in. It'd be really cool. Maybe like Eugene or something. I don't know. That seems like a very classic secret name for whatever reason. I don't know why, because I always like the name Eugene. I don't think that's really like an off-putting name personally, but I could be wrong. But it seems to be used a lot. So like in Tangled, in The Walking Dead, stuff like that. Let's start with Candy from a Baby. This sounds like a good like warm-up mission. Requested by Overmistress and Dr. Mayhem. Alright, new content everybody, new content at long last. After accepting the job in Crimer, I'm given an address. The basement of a disused and partially collapsed industrial building. Nothing shocking there. Masks usually hole up in abandoned spaces, just like me. Picking my way through the remains of the structure, I prepared to enter the lair of mad science. Ooh, a little wet. Somebody needs to mop the floor there, which honestly isn't all that mad. It's about as good as a zero-budget scientist can cobble together. He's made an effort at cleaning, but there's only so much one person can do by themselves, and the equipment all looks decently maintained. Whole place reminds me of my own apartment, making do with what you've got. Hey, Isaac. Oh, Isaac is his name. All right, I forgot. He probably introduced us by his name, but I like that name, Isaac. I think that's a very cute name. Hey, Isaac. It's also very biblical. You in? I'm here and ready to crime it up. But the good doctor is distracted by a tiny Bluetooth earpiece and phone in hand. What the heck, Ravi? We had an agreement. We can do a double-blind review. They don't need to know who wrote the paper, just that. Oh, come on. My writing style isn't that obvious. Who's gonna know? Blacklisted? I'm blacklisted from scientific review journals. Who gets blacklisted from some boring quarterly? You know well that this whole incident was faked. I didn't plagiarize anything. That's not who I am. Ravi, look, I need this. Peer review and publication is the only way to legitimize my research. I can't get grants until I get my foot back in the door. Ravi, man, you got to do this for me. Lives are at stake. Well, fork you then. I don't need you. I can do this myself. I'm Dr. Forking Mayhem, and you'll rue the day you crossed me. And he spikes his expansive expensive smartphone straight into the concrete floor. Fork. What's up, Doc? By the way, this is a carrot, in case you were confused. It's a carrot. Carrot. Don't get any ideas. What's up, Doc? He finally turns to face me. It's a Bugs Bunny reference, alright? It's a Bugs Bunny reference. He finally turns to face me, sighing in disappointment. Just digging my grave a bit deeper, I guess, and using phrases like rue the day and now I need to buy a new phone. You're a mask. You don't buy a phone. You steal a phone. Yeah, but I've got a really good data plan with movie streaming services included. I can't steal the airwaves. Sure you can. My partner Gibson cooks you up a burner SIM card, and you're good to go. Gibson's the talking cat I mentioned in my Crimer profile. He's an ultra hacker. He can hook you up. I'm still trying to get back to my real life, Penny. That means having a legit phone number from which to plead my case. But considering Plan A just collapsed on me, I guess I'm stuck with Plan B. I'm Plan B, aren't I? Yes, sorry, I was hoping I could avoid it by getting my work published and officially recognized. A road back home. But that's not looking likely, and, well, that means I'm screwed. This isn't what I wanted from my life, and I'm trying to get out from under it. But I don't know how. Isaac's still thinking like a civvy. There are options he hasn't considered, right? Why not just self-publish his findings online? To heck with the establishment. Surely there's some kind of mask-based medical journal he could work with instead. Mask-based? No. Does he have any trustworthy allies from old civvy life that he could tap for help? I like this one. Okay, so this Ravi guy isn't in your corner, but you haven't burned every bridge, right? I'm sure there are some from your old life who don't care what you've gone outlaw. Well, yeah, I mean, I'm still on good terms with my family. I want to know more about his family. Does he have any kids? That would be really hot if he has kids. I mean, I know a lot of people would be off-put by that if they're dating someone who has children if they don't have children of their own, but I mean, I have kids of my own, so I don't care. I love kids. They believe that the charges against me are fabricated. And a few friends in the scientific community are on my side, but they can't admit it publicly. That's the problem. I can continue my work, but without restoring my reputation, I can't get grant money, and I can't really go wide with my findings. At least you know there are people waiting to welcome you back, once you sort your problems out. There's that, yeah. Some hope. Not much, but some. Until I can sort this mess out, I guess it's back to work. What are you working on anyway? Nerdy medical stuff. A unique new take on how to cure cancer. The specifics are probably not your thing. A cure for cancer? I mean, hey, try me. How's it all work? Well, what I'm trying to prove right now is that science. Oh, I love that. Uh-huh. Science. Oh my gosh. Stefan, that's great. I love this. I've never seen the joke represented that way. I've heard like blah 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 blah. But science. Something dark side. Something dark side. Love it. Thank you. Mwah. Chef's kiss to you, Stefan. Right. Science. Okay. But that's just the bare bones high level overview. Really, it's a matter of science. Ooh. What did you say? Could you say that more sensual, Isaac? Science. See, I wouldn't mind him talking science to me if he spoke to me in that way. It's all about the tone. Are you following any of this at all? Not at all. Nah, not a word of it, but you're clearly passionate about it, so that's cool. Yeah. Heh. I guess it's my jam, yeah. I genuinely enjoy problem solving when I can solve a problem instead of beating my own head against the wall. But enough about me and my problems. we've got masked shirt to do. You sure you want to do masked shirt and all? I mean, if your rep's really important to you. I know, it's a gosh darn tug of war. I want to pull one way, but I've got nothing, so I gotta pull the other way. But if I pick the right capers to pull, it'll get me some rep within the mask community without completely burning me elsewhere. Like stealing candy from a baby. And I think working with you is the key, because your rep is clean. Clean? I'm on the FBI wanted list, Isaac. For petty theft, sure. The occasional high-profile heist. But nothing violent, nothing that genuinely makes the world a worse place. See, I don't like violence, so I'm glad that Penny is anti-violence, personally. And what happened to your mother? That's a gosh darn shame. It's not right. A corporate lab going that far to protect trade secrets? No, that's not the world I want, and neither do you. So I think it's appropriate for us to help each other. You know about that, huh? He's been doing some Facebook stalking. Yeah, and you have my sympathies, Penny. You are such a sweetheart, Isaac. I did my research after the Crimer event. Looked up whatever the masked version of LinkedIn is, basically. Of all the potential henches I talked to, you're the only one I feel comfortable working with. Oh. Love it. I love the way he's talking to Penny. Well, sure, that's validating as heck. Feels good to hear. He talks a good game, but there's doing your homework and there's cyberstalking. This feels shifty. No, I'm okay with him. I'm okay with him stalking me. He's definitely the kind of man who'd stand against Continuum. A good man to work with. We should warn him even harmless crimes could pull him into this world deeper than expected. He's definitely the kind of man who'd stand out against Continuum. A good man to work with. Yeah, I really hate having a tragic backstory. It's not cool and edgy like the capes make it look. Losing your mom and dad doesn't mean you get a level in bad A. It's just losing your mom and dad. It stinks. If you're the sort of person who'd stand against that kind of corporate science, I'm ready and willing to help. Absolutely. Scientific innovation should be available to all, not hidden behind walls of secrecy and exclusion. Cures and treatments should be readily available, not exclusively sold to those who can afford to live. I agree, Mayhem. Insulin should be free, for example. I'm actually surprised that they're not. But I do have one concern. Are you looking for revenge on Continuum? No. I'm glad that Penny made that decision and not me. Because it is her, not me. I considered it, believe me. It's a standard mask play, right? Someone does you wrong, you strike back to protect your rep. But it wouldn't bring my parents back. All it'll do is turn me into one of those angst-riddled shirt lords going full Ahab. I'm not gunning for Continuum. I won't lift a finger to help them and fork Captain Infinity, but I'm not chasing a vendetta. Good. As much as I want to see companies like Continuum burn, we need to uplift humanity first and foremost. I also love that Mayhem is anti-revenge. What he's selling, I'm definitely ready to buy. Rest assured, the burning will come after that. Speaking of crime, let's get to work. You saw the deets on Crimer of what I'm looking for? Yep, walk me through the fine points and we'll get started. Alright, our first Doctor Mayhem caper. Candy from a baby. I need you to steal some science. For science reasons. Fortuna Nutrichemical. You've heard of them, right? Absolutely, they make fizz, right? And nibblers, I forking love nibblers. Maximum choco taste, minimum choco pride. Yes, but it doesn't sound as cool as, gosh, what is it? Peanut butter puffs? Peanut butter pops? Pop, peanut butter pops from, sorry, it's a reference from, oh gosh, why can't I remember that game that we just played very recently last year with the werewolves? It was like made by the same company that made Until Dawn, not the cave. For those of you who know what I'm talking about, it's been a while. It's been a tick. So, puff, peanut butter pups, puff, peanut butter puff. Anyway, that's what. Sorry about the non sequitur. It just reminded me of that. Peanut butter pups. I'm not entirely sure nibblers can legally be called chocolate. That's why they're called choco bars. Hey, they're tasty. That's all I care about. Are we stealing chocolate today? No, we're stealing an ultra-efficient system for genetic folding. Oh, I wanted chocolate. Fortuna doesn't just make candy and drain community water aquifers to sell back to them at $5 a bottle. They also develop overpriced drugs and biotech. They're one reason why insulin costs so much. I need you to steal a powerful but elegantly simple bit of programming code, which for security reasons is kept only as a paper hard copy. Huh, not very useful if a computer program is not actually on a computer. I can't explain the reasoning. Probably don't want to risk it falling into anyone's hands, so they only pull it out when needed. I'm not gonna say something inappropriate. It's stored somewhere in their corporate HQ, a dual-purpose building with office space and research labs. It's a lab and an office. That's a recipe for disaster. Who are these jokers anyway? Their founders were Walter and Beatrice Fortuna. He wore a tie, she wore a lab coat. This way they could work in the same building. Everything this company does is bass-ackwards. What can I say? And they make money, so nobody cares to revamp protocols. Afraid it's on you to find the program's printout. No idea where in the building it's located. Sorry my intel's so vague. Don't worry, Doc, all part of the casing phase. Track down the item, analyze its defenses. I'll have Gibson insert me into their records as an employee, and we'll search the place top to bottom if I have to. Yeah, well, careful with the top part. That facility pumps all sorts of toxins into the air through the rooftop vents. Every time Fortuna sets up shop, communities around them dry up and die. They're fast profit, high risk garbage science. Want me to find a way to burn them to the ground while I'm there? Not literally, please. It's risky enough using the research to boost my own. Let's not leave a trail of destruction. Plus, the resulting cloud of complex organic molecules might render the entire country uninhabitable. I love how every single villain is very different from the others. With Hottie 4000, it was just, no, destroy, exterminate, destroy. And Doctor Mayhem has very well-defined boundaries. Of course, Hottie 4000 also had well-defined boundaries when it came to cats. But that was kind of it. Fine. I'll scout the place and find your formula. And maybe bring you back some nibblers or some of that dank imported watermelon flavored fizz. I do love me some watermelon flavored stuff. Just the formula, please. Good luck, Penny. Aw, you're no fun, Isaac. The next day, getting myself hired on by Fortuna Nutrichemical involved a complicated multi-step interview process competitively whittling down candidates. No, Gibson just went all beep boop hacker cat and got me in. Their systems are a complete mess. It's low-level trainee access only and won't stand up to more than a day of scrutiny, but if I work fast, it'll be enough. Case the joint today, rob the place tonight, in and out like a ghost. By the time anyone figures out what happened, I'll be long gone. Candy from a baby, casing the joint. Oh, nice outfit. It feels a bit weird to be in full PPE while waiting around in the building's lobby, but this is a mixed-use building. It's actually normal. People in suits mingling with lab coats, mingling with hazmat suits. This whole building has to be an OSHA nightmare. This building looks a lot like the legitimate company. Even the lobby itself has desks with people working, like that there wasn't enough office space as a whole, and they had to spill out into the open. Robbing a place this disorganized is going to be like taking, some metaphor like taking something sweet from someone helpless or whatever. As long as I can convince the shift manager to cut me loose and work, I can roam around and collect intel. Is this the same woman, the overseer, whatever her name is? You know what I'm talking about, the secretary woman. It's probably it. Just kidding, correct? That's me, sir. Happy to be here. Our files say that you have 3 years of experience in handling and storage of hazardous materials. Oh yeah, uranium, arsenic, hydrofluoric acid, unobtainium, ice-9. You name it, I've handled the heck out of it. Perfect cover story. All I do is move stuff around and I may get access to sensitive storage where the program's being kept. Okay, so you're going to need access to the sensitive material storage. You'll need to visit the security center and obtain a gumdrop badge. What? No, not my badge! Not my gumdrop badges! You monster! The security ratings are based on candy. Our owner is whimsical, you could say. It's not literally made of sugar. Is this like a Willy Wonka situation? The rankings are cookie, gumdrop, and lollipop. I gotcha. The lollipop gang is at the top of the food chain. Makes sense. Cookies can only access offices. Gumdrops can access storage. Lollipops open up everything. Oh, that's adorable. Uh-huh. Adorable. Right. You'll get sick of this eventually, trust me. That hit a nerve. That was triggering. But getting you to gumdrop shouldn't be difficult. Your references check out. A high trust rating according to the company's algorithms. I don't anticipate any problems there. Welcome aboard. Yes, score! Gibson's hacks got me past the post on this one. Okay, I'm ready to get to work, sir. Hook me up with one of those sweet gumdrops and point me at the storage area. Not so fast. We have a little tradition around here. Something we put all new employees through. You get to spend your first day at the company with our illustrious owner, Baby Fortuna. What? I kinda wanted to start hauling glowing green goop around, sir. It's like the whole reason I'm here. Hey, if I had to go through this on my first day, so do you, Miss Fortuna. She's ready for you. Hi, I'm your new boss. She definitely looks like she wants an Oompa Loompa now. What? Yep. Fortuna's Nutricamical's mine, all mine. My parents left it to me in their will. I'm looking forward to bossing you around, cause I'm your boss and stuff. This is a 10-year-old Muppet, a literal child, and she owns the company? Okay, we can deal with this. We won't be stuck on babysitting duty all day. Surely at some point we can get our badge and case the warehouse. Until then, play it cool. Make nice with a miniature rubber baron. Gosh, this is just great. It's so great. I've always wanted to meet the famous Baby Fortuna. Baby? My name is not Baby. It's Bonnie! I hate it when everyone calls me Baby! You call me Bonnie or I'll fire you! Wow. Oh my, look at that. Someone went a little extra going from 0 to 1,000. Double firing! Triple firing! 1,000 years of unemployment! Bonnie Fortuna, not a baby. She's something that starts with a B, alright. Brat. What were you thinking of that started with a B? What were you thinking of? Shirt. I was just using the name that lab tech used. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, Miss Fortuna. Sorry. Science. Okay, that's 5 times sorry. That's enough sorry. I can forgive you. For now. I want to have a fun day showing you around my company, and it's no fun getting mad, so I won't get mad. At least not a lot. Did you know I was legally adopted by Fortuna Nutrichemical? I did not know that. Wait, the company itself adopted you? Like the company is your new guardian? Yep, the lawyers argued that under Citizens United, a corporation is a person, and a person can adopt. Although my new parents, the CEO, CFO, CIO, and COO, they're all jerks. They never let me have fun. I wish I could fire them and make them all live in the gutter, but I'm outvoted on the board. What in the ever-living fork is wrong with this company? Their headquarters is a workplace injury lawsuit waiting to happen, and their owner is a little kid they adopted? I don't get to do much with my time except play and have fun and do my homework, so I like to take time to meet my new employees. I don't actually legally own you. Why does she remind me of like Elmira from Tiny Toon Adventures, for those of you who are old enough to get that reference? The COO, the coup, says we own everything and everyone, but he says that after drinking a few bottles of his special juice, so he's probably wrong. I see. This is not a healthy environment for raising a little girl. If a corporation is a person, can someone sue it for child abuse? Well, it's nice meeting you, but I need to move along. Gotta get my gumdrop badge. Aw, you don't need a gumdrop You don't need a gumdrop today. I've got a lollipop. I can take you anywhere you want to go.